So since doing the videos I've done recently about the upcoming Tonex update, which is going to be adding the really great effects to the Tonex ecosystem, some modulation, delay, a new spring reverb algorithm, I've had a lot of questions about very sort of specific aspects of this update. Things such as how MIDI is going to be implemented. Can we do tap tempo on the pedal itself? Is there delay spillover? And today I'm going to answer some of those questions. This particular video will not focus on MIDI. I'm still waiting for all of the information to come in on exactly how that's going to be implemented. But as soon as I have that, I will be doing a very in-depth video showcasing exactly what we can and can't do with MIDI in conjunction with this new update as far as controlling the effects, tap tempo and whatnot. So that will be coming in the very near future. But today I'm going to be talking about tap tempo, delay spillover, and I'm going to be doing that utilizing this beautiful new limited edition white anniversary pedal. If you don't know about this yet, this was announced for pre-order and is still in pre-order right now. I do have an affiliate link below if you're interested and so inclined to get this. There's a very limited number of these that are going to be made. Once they're gone, they're gone. What makes it special is it's going to ship with 150 tone models from some of the top tone tone model creators. I am going to have 30 tone models that will ship with this pedal, along with 30 from each of Worship Tutorials, Tone Junkie, the Studio Rats, and Amalgam Audio. So there's going to be some really great tones in this right out of the box. You're going to get to hear one of those today as we go over these frequently asked questions and talk a little bit about the topic at hand. So there is a link below, not only for my tone models that you can grab at my site, but also for grabbing this particular limited edition pedal in the pre-order. If you're so inclined, it is an affiliate link. I do get a little bit of a kickback from the folks at ikmultimedia, and it helps support my channel to keep bringing you content like this. So without further ado, let's get right to the frequently asked questions. So probably the biggest question that I've received since I've done any of my videos showing some of the upcoming features of the new Tonex update is whether or not we can do tap tempo for the delay and modulation effects on Tonex pedal itself. And the answer is yes, although it may not be as useful as utilizing an external foot switch, which I am also going to show you today. But let's start with the unit itself. One thing we're going to want to do first and foremost is go into our BPM setup. So we're going to long press to get into setup mode. We're going to go into BPM setup and go to mode and make sure that this is set to preset rather than global. Once we've done that, we can get back to our preset. Now, the way that we're going to actually utilize tap tempo is by long pressing the switch of whatever preset is active. So here I will do this and I get into tuner mode, and we're going to notice on switch C that it's flashing, and that is how we control our tap tempo. Now, if you don't have any effect set to sync or to react to tap tempo, then doing this isn't going to let us hear any difference. So we can see that when we press this, that light flashes faster. When we press slower, it flashes slower, and so on and so forth to our tap tempo. Now, the one thing about that is that if we are set to have our tuner mute the outputs, then as soon as we go into this mode, our outputs will be muted. So if I long press this again, I go back to my original preset. So let's set this up and take a look at what we can do. First and foremost, I want to come in here and make sure that I have an active delay. So we do have the delay turned on. I'm going to make it a tape delay. I want that position post amp. I'm going to go to the sync feature and turn this on. Otherwise, it's not going to be of any use to us. So we have the sync feature on. I'm going to set it to a quarter note. Let's set the feedback fairly high just so that we have a noticeable amount of repeats. The mode, I'm going to go normal, or ping pong, I'm going to stick with normal. And mix, let's set it fairly high again, just so things are more noticeable. Now I'll back out of that, and I'm just going to save this so that this preset always recalls with those. Now, the other thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to come over to global settings, down to my tuner, and I'm going to set that from mute to through so that we don't kill the sound when we go into tuner mode to be able to access our tap tempo. We'll come out of that and let's sort of see what we have now. So I'm playing one of my fried taco tones that are going to be included with this special anniversary pedal. I do have an affiliate link below in the description if you're so inclined and want to get a copy of this limited edition white pedal. It's going to include 150 tone models from some of the finest tone partners, and I have 30 that are going to ship with this pedal. So you see we have a nice delay going here. Now, if I hold this button, you can see the tap tempo worked beautifully. So we do have tap tempo on our pedal. And to get back out of that, I would just long press again on my tap tempo button. So whatever preset we're on, we can long press that to get into tuner mode, and then that's going to enable the ability to tap tempo right on the pedal. And we can get back out of that. Now, some folks might prefer to use an external switch, and we know on the back of Tonex pedal, we have an external switch. So if we utilize a single switch, and I'm going to show you, I'm using one from my friends over at Rockstock Pedals. They have a normally open tap tempo single button foot switch. So what we have to do to set that up is to head back into our global settings. Again, we're going to want to have the mode set to preset for our BPM settings. And then we would want to go to global settings to external control. And once we're there, we want to switch this so that it's on a normally open switch in this case, because that's what I'm using. I know because of the switch I'm using that this is a normally open switch. So once I have that set now, I can back out of that and I can actually just plug in with a regular 1/4-inch patch cable my Rockstock Pedals tap tempo switch into the external control jack on the back of Tonex pedal. Now you can see that I have my little Rockstock Pedals single tap tempo normally open switch. It's going to move around a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but I've hooked this in with the settings I previously showed on Tonex pedal, and you'll see that this works just as well and might be preferable for some folks. Coming back to Tonex pedal, another question that I've had a lot since releasing any information about the new Tonex update is whether or not we have delay spillover. And it doesn't seem like we do at this point. I don't really know if that's something that the folks at ikmultimedia can implement, but you'll notice here that if I'm on a preset such as this one here, and I switch out, those delays stop. So we don't seem to have delay spillover at this point. But it may be something that I might mention to them, and hopefully it is something that they could implement in. I don't know whether that's within the ability of the pedal to do or not. That would be up to them, but it would be something nice to have added in. All right, what did you guys think? I hope that that answers some of the really frequent questions that I've been getting and clears that up, and you have a better idea of what you're going to be able to do once this update hits in the very near future. I will be, as I mentioned, doing a video very in-depth about MIDI implementation once I have all the information myself. I want to make sure I have accurate information, and I'm going to be presenting you with the proper info that's going to allow you to get up and running once we have this update out to the public. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I really do hope that that was helpful. Go hit the affiliate link below, grab yourself a copy of this limited edition white anniversary Tonex pedal. It's really beautiful, has some great tones on it, or also just check out some of my tone models below. Thank you guys again for sharing your time with me. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.